Hello, guys. Welcome to the movie review. Today, I'm reviewing the movie Halloween 2. Now, this is considered to be one of the greatest horror sequels of all time uh, by fans, including myself. I love this sequel. Yes, it's a little more gorier than the first movie, but I still love this. It still has that same feeling from the first movie. And Michael is so scary and intimidating in this movie. I I love it, and it is my favorite horror sequel as well. Now, Halloween 2 is a follow up on the same night of Halloween, and it takes place on that very same night, exactly after Dr. Loomis shoots Michael. This movie was released on October 30th, 1981, and received mixed reviews with critics. It has only a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I find very low, a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, and a 91% on Google. Now, this sequel didn't make nearly as much money as the first movie did, but on a $2.5 million budget, it made $25.5 million in the box office. Now, this movie was directed by Rick Rosenthal, but still written by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill. And again, it returns the stars of Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis. But then you have new characters in this movie. Lance Guest plays Jimmy, he's a paramedic, who was also in The Last Starfighter a few years later, which is an excellent movie. Charles Cyphers returns as Sheriff Brackett, albeit very short, just a cameo. And a Saturday Night Live alum, or a future one, is in this movie. People may not know that, but Dana Carvey plays Barry McNichol in this movie. And I love this sequel. I can't talk enough about this sequel. Like I said, it picks up on Halloween night just after Michael was shot. Dr. Loomis looks down off the balcony, and Michael's gone. He goes out, he feels down where Michael's imprint was, and there's blood. He turns, a neighbor comes out and says, "What is all that racket?" And he said he'd been trick or treated to death all night. And I love what Dr. Loomis says. "You don't know what death is." And he tells him to call the police, that he shot him 6 times. And yeah, it is classic lines. And from there it takes off. He is trying to hunt down Michael. Michael is bleeding and hurt, but still continues his reign of terror. Um, One of my favorite scenes early on is he walks into this kitchen where a lady is preparing a sandwich for her husband, and they're watching a classic movie, Night of the Living Dead from 1968. And she's standing there asking him if he wants a sandwich. You see Michael come in and he grabs the knife off the counter there and walks out. And you hear the movie say, "They're coming to get you, Barbara." That's one of my favorite lines in Night of the Living Dead. And also when you hear it in this movie, Halloween 2. And she backs up slowly and puts her hand out and puts it in blood, and she screams. The neighbor lady comes out to check on her because apparently he's been abusive in the past. But she's on the phone with a friend and turns on the radio. She has no idea what's going on. She hears about the murders, and Michael comes to the front door. She drops the phone. She walks out, and she says one line that my nephew, Bo Trico, I will always give credit for, that actually made me laugh. And I did not recognize this in the movies. Someone always says, "Hello? Is someone there?" And as she does that, he pops up and just stabs her. That still scares the crap out of me, too. And I love that scene. I love that kill. And as it goes on, Lori goes to the hospital because she got multiple stab wounds, and she's going to be out. She got a bad ankle, and Michael goes to the hospital and basically kicks ass. And my favorite kill while they're in the hospital is when that nurse is hunting down Lori, and Lori turns and then she turns and just walks away. But she turns back again, and Michael comes out, and he stabs the nurse in the back and just picks her up and just holds her there like she's a piece of beef jerky. And I love that kill. There's a lot of kills in this movie. The one with the needle to the eye, the other nurse gets, ooh, that's cringeworthy. But a funny line in this movie is from one of the paramedics. I can't remember the line to a T, but he is funny. Not Jimmy, but his partner that he works with says one of the classic lines. Amazing grace, come sit on my face. Don't make me cry. I need your pie. Something like that. And that just cracks me up. But this movie is excellent. I love this sequel. Hands down, the best sequel ever to a horror movie. And the ending is set up to where it was supposed to end. Michael Myers, and they were going to go on and do an anthology series, which didn't quite work out. But I love the ending. I love when Donald says, "It's time, Michael," and lights it up, and it explodes. Michael comes out. He's on fire. Falls down. Then you hear the classic music, Mr. Sandman, and yeah, it's a great movie. There's a lot of great kills. It's like I said, it is a little gorier than the first movie. I will give you that, but you had to step it up. You can't just keep doing the same old thing all the time. And I like what they did with the second movie. And over time, not only critics but fans have gone to appreciate this movie as being one of the best horror sequels of all time. So, yeah, Halloween 2. Look, I love this movie. I love all the I love the new characters. We see flashbacks and we see a brief cameo, like I said, of Sheriff Brackett and then his daughter. He finds out his daughter's been killed. And you see her corpse, of course. And then there's another scene in the movie where a 17-year-old kid is dressed as Michael and he gets run into by a cop car and then it explodes and he's nothing but charred. That was gruesome as well. But yeah, like I said, I love this sequel. Hands down, another Halloween movie that I always watch in October. Sometimes I just watch it just for the hell of it. I have it on my DVR. I really wish Comcast would get off their rear ends and show part 1, 4, and 5 so I can have all of them. Halloween Resurrection, I definitely don't want to have on my DVR. The only time I'll watch it is just so I can laugh at it because I hate that movie. I really wish they would have. We'll talk about that later when I do my other reviews. But Halloween 2, 1981, I freaking love it. Not as good as the first movie, but still a damn fine sequel. And I'm going to give Halloween 2 an 8.5 out of 10. I love the sequel. Typically, I just usually either give 8, 9, or 10. I don't usually do a half or whatever because IMDb, which is the critic site I use to do my movies, you only can do it in either 1, 2, all the way through 10. But I will give it an 8.5. Let's just go ahead and I'll go ahead and round it up. I will give it a 9 out of 10 just to do it like I do for IMDb. So a 9 out of 10 for Halloween 2. I love this sequel. And yeah, so in the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions about this sequel. Do you think it's one of the greatest sequels ever made for a horror franchise? Just let me know in the comment section below. I really want to hear from you guys. And please like this video and subscribe and share my videos with all your friends. And let's talk movies. I love talking movies. So until next time, I'm Timmy Treacle. Thank you for watching.